Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, a minute ago, I uploaded a video with clips from Zelensky's interview with Fox News yesterday. Zelensky's departure, expulsion from White House by Donald Trump and the entire Ukraine delegation, and Lindsey Graham calling for Zelensky's resignation or be back and do what we tell them to do. So this is the video I posted a minute ago. Trump kicks Zelensky out, right? I put an out, right, of the White House, and Zelensky refuses to apologize. Zelensky's resignation, and this is with all the articles here and with a link to this video that I made yesterday with the argument, with the insulting act coming from this thug in the middle of a White House, in the Oval Office in front of the US President. In this video, I will talk about the media's reaction about this. Zelensky is the victim. It was an ambush. And our president was the thug, actually. Then we're going to find out what the Western media, Western leaders, how they view this and who they side with. And those are all owned. Then I will show you, I would want to discuss what's next. Trump wants a ceasefire. Trump says Putin wants peace, Zelensky wants war. What could be next? And I think we can connect some dots about who is owning what and whom. All right, let's start with, I'm going to go over some articles that I covered already in the previous video. And just to make a quick history, go and watch the first video that I made yesterday and figure out, I'm going to watch both. You're free to do whatever you want. So here, this is I'm going to go over them. First thing first, Russia Today, Trump wanted to cancel Zelensky's meeting, but supposedly Macron convinced him to, so Trump wanted to cancel, but Zelensky eventually got it. Now, the next one, Zelensky refuses to apologize to Trump after White House showdown, right? Then we're going to go to Telegraph, poor Zelensky. Then we have CNN reveals what happened between Trump and Zelensky after the argument. Then we have Ukrainian delegations expelled from the White House, what happened and what's next. Then we have Zelensky coming to the Fox News and being asked, actually, if he would apologize and if he would resign and all that. And that's in the first video, the second video. This is right here that I posted today. Then we have Karl Rove, who says this I think is a war criminal. That's I think. He was part of the George Bush administration when they invaded and destroyed two countries, Iraq and Afghanistan. And he is right here on the panel, right there. Very important guy at Fox News. And he says, the only winner today is Putin, says this guy right here. And he's respected. He should be in a cave or I don't know where, but not in front of us. I used Wikipedia to show you who this guy was. Karl Rove right there. And then we go to Lindsey Graham, who calls for this guy's resignation. I pointed out who this guy is. Yermak right there. Another baboon who is in charge of the Ukrainian nation. And then we're going to go to Zelensky's response to resignations called from pro-Kiev hawk, which is right here. And Zelensky says, no, screw you, we have a democracy. And they have a democracy indeed. And we're going to start with this video. And this video is from the White House when this reporter here, or whatever he is, he's going to ask this thug, why is he dressed like a thug and disrespecting the office of the United States of America's office. So he's going to ask this guy, and then we're going to find out what the media responds to this audacious question. Why are you dressed like a thug? Here, this is Yermak. What is this guy doing over here? The counterparts right here are, this is Vance, obviously, this is Rubio, and next to him sits the Treasury Secretary. Who's this guy here? He is the handler of this guy right here. All right, let's play this video and find out what's going on here.
And my second question for President Zelensky. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're the highest level in this country's office and you refuse to wear a suit, just want to see if you do own a suit?
Yeah.
Now, Zelensky is going to be a thug as he is, and he's going to just supposedly crack a joke.
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not
Really?
respecting
I don't
the
have
dignity of
such.
this office.
I will wear costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe
Sorry for this.
one,
Maybe something like this?
something like
Yes,
yours.
sir.
Yes,
That'd be great.
maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than yeah. Thank you.
President Trump.
He screwed up. He said maybe something better. From what money, Zelensky? From your money. From your money. So Zelensky's time, first, whenever I saw him wearing that, I thought that if people still respect themselves, they would tell this beggar, that's what he is, a beggar, you know, you show up and you show respect, then you're gonna get anything but respect in return. But he didn't. He showed up and shook hands with King Charles in Great Britain like a thug, with the Pope like a thug, with all these guys. I think he was with the Pope at one point, wasn't he? And that doesn't, I mean, not only says something about Zelensky, but says something about the other ones, who none of these guys said, you know what, first, you are the one who depend on me. So you come here how I tell you to come. Let's put it this way. And that is dressed like a respectful official, elected by some country, a nation. All right, put aside that he's an alien, but it's a different story. So let's look at the next one. And this is coming from USA Today. And after this, we're going to go into the media's reaction. They will all defend, not all, but most of them will defend Zelensky. And guess what? Zelensky is the victim and Trump was the bully. First, the US media. You have the US president and you have someone else's country's president. Now that guy comes in your room, in your kitchen, invited. He shouldn't have been invited. It was not necessary for Zelensky to come to the White House. You invited him, he comes as a thug, you wait for him at the White House, outside you come to greet him. You didn't greet Macron, the president of France, in the same way. He stood inside, he greeted Starmer, the prime minister of Great Britain, but it's a different story. And this guy comes over there and acts like what he is. That's great. He showed us who he is. Now, to be sturdy, is that how it is, sturdy? I don't know. To be strong, to be direct, to be truthful, you don't have to be a thug. You don't have to be disrespectful. You are invited to lunch to someone else's house and you get up, take a shit on the dining table. Great. We have a saying in Romania. It says, dă-i nas lui Ivan, ți se urcă pe divan. That is, allow a thug, basically, to join you or come to your house and give him a little bit of respect. He's going to jump on the freaking thing and he's going to take a shit over there. Extra. All right. So let's see what happened here. No suit, no lunch, no respect. Zelensky-Trump feud started with a fashion dig. And they blame him for telling this disrespectful guy at the entrance of the White House, where is your suit? Is this how you come? So, as soon as President Volodymyr Zelensky emerged out of his motorcade at the West Wing, President Donald Trump immediately took a dig at his sartorial choice. Too much light, obviously. So, he says that immediately Trump took a dig. Outfitted in black sweatshirt featuring an embroidered Ukrainian trident, black slacks and boots, he was substantially underdressed in comparison to Trump, who was wearing a suit and a tie. "You're all dressed up today," Trump said sarcastically. Yes, instead of saying, "Back the fuck off, go home," to under the little rock you crawled from under. Go back. He didn't do that. So that was a nice way of pointing out that you are a thug. But the media says no, he took a dig at him when he was coming with an embroiled trident Ukrainian, like no, get a suit. I don't talk to you, out. That's the way I would have treated this baboon. But nevertheless, this is the media covering for him. Next one. Let me show you what the Democrats and the Republicans are, how they view this thing here. Here it is. This comes from ABC News, obviously. Democrats dismayed, Republicans applauded, after White House says Trump kicked out Zelensky. What do you mean dismayed? Are you Americans or are you what? Well, you know what they are. What do you mean they're dismayed? Yeah, he was kicked out. He shouldn't have even be invited. He shouldn't even be the president of Ukraine. He should be out. So, who's who, what's what? I understand the politics. I understand the garbage these guys are trying to pull on us. But in the same time, are you American? I mean, here this was something about America and someone else. Now, I understand the media, they tell the truth. They have to be objective. All right? No, they don't have an agenda. But you are elected by your population, by your people, by your American people, citizens. They're dismayed. Well, as I said, I would have kicked this guy out, not even invited. And now let me show you how these guys are writing the narrative. Right there. It was an ambush. You got it? This is the word. These are the words. This is the narrative. The Atlantic says. This is the narrative. These are the words you have to refer to what happened in the White House. And guess who organized the ambush? Not this thug, but Donald Trump and Vance and the media. Next one. This baboon, Geraldo Rivera. I always dislike this guy. I think he's a chameleon. And I want to ask him first, are you fucking American or what the fuck are you? If you're not, I mean, I don't think so. But anyway, Geraldo Rivera. Zelensky walked into Oval Office ambush. You see, they use the same thing. Now, you can say, well, Emil, it's evident what happened, right? An ambush is an ambush. What can you do about it? Well, it was an ambush. You can look at it that way. But then why wasn't it an ambush? To do exactly what? An ambush to do what? To discredit Zelensky? Zelensky did not have to behave like a thug. All I have against Zelensky in this garbage is that he disrespected by his behavior, by his dress choice, the American people, the United States of America's president, who represents the American people, you like it or not, the United States of America's presidential office, the office of the president, after he got billions and weapons to fight the Russians. Now, this is what bothers me. So you can walk in an ambush to do what? Ask questions? First, where is your suit? Is there an ambush? No, where is your suit? Secondly, what are you doing here? What's going on here? Behave like a thug? Go and watch my first video when he interrupts the President of the United States of America and the Vice President of the United States of America. Have you seen anybody doing that? Have you seen anybody? And if you saw, you saw probably maybe the President of France, of Great Britain, maybe the Russian president, maybe the Chinese president, maybe the president of Brazil. I mean, heavyweights, not Trudeau and Zelensky, a baboon 3 years ago. Now he's the leader, the hero. You understand? And you don't interrupt. Look at his body language in the first video I made. I will put it in the description below, both of them. He rolls his eyes. He's looking like he's doing all that. Okay, go and watch my first video regarding that issue. And you guys are saying he walked in an ambush? Even if it's so, thankfully, all the people see what they saw. The problem is these guys interpret what you saw the way they want. And I will interpret it, I think, the way I want. Why? Based on different values, different principles. You think Zelensky is good? Well, I hope that happens to your house. When you invite someone else that begs for you, like a beggar, you invite a beggar inside, not a beggar, a homeless. I give you always this example. A homeless in your house, you give him everything. And then he said, well, the steak that you made for me, it's not on my liking. I wanted, I don't know, medium rare or something. I didn't like it well done. You get the fuck out. Out. But anyway, let's move to the next one. Look at another article coming from DPA International. Zelensky walked into Trump trap. Experts say after Oval Office clash. So this is the bad guy. Not this guy. No. This is the bad guy. Walked in Trump's trap. What was the trap? If you watch the video, the first video right there, where is that? This right here. You're going to find out that this guy wanted to say something. Not this guy. The conversation was over. The question was asked. He answered it. Trump answered it. Vance answered it. And then he said, I want to say something. And he calls out Vance. So what trap was that? He could have kept his mouth shut. But he didn't. You can say, wait, no. That's what you do. Then you get punched in the nose, my friends. So again, and who says this? Expert says. An expert. Now, if you would say a PhD or, I don't know, a genius, that is to sway you into thinking that the expert knows better than you, what you saw. No, don't fall for that. Next one. This is The Guardian. Trump tried to extort Zelensky and was impeached. Now he may succeed. I think this is an extortion. I agree with that. But the extortion doesn't come from Trump, comes from the same guys who owned Biden, who owned Bill Clinton, who owned George W. Bush, who owned the president. The same guys. The financial, economic, energy, military-industrial complex interest. Got that? That's the reality of our democracy. So if these guys are so concerned about Trump, extorting, extorts in the name of whom exactly? In the name of those. So the system, you start with a system, with the origin. As I always say, if you have a broken pipe, all right, in your house or your room, wherever, the water flows in your house, what do? You try to put a duct tape around it, or you get a what? You get a squeegee, and you got some towels and a bucket, and the water keeps coming in, pouring in. This is the system. You say, there's a problem over there. Well, how do you solve it? You don't solve it with the duct tape and with the squeegee and with the towel, like you say, Trump. This is Trump. No, you go downstairs in the basement or wherever the house gets the water from the city or from your well, and turn it off. No more water, and then you fix the freaking presidents and the system. So that means you have to stop those guys at the origin. What are the origin? Money and power and control. Who are in charge? Do you think Trump is in charge? So this is the extortion. Trump is just playing the role of these guys. He's just the guy who does their dirty job. It's like a pistol. You take the pistol and you use it to defend yourself or to do something bad. All right, let's go to the next article here. Opinion, Daily Beast. Trump thinks he humiliated Zelensky. He really humiliated the United States. You got it? So this is I don't think these are Americans. I don't know what they are. I mean, he thinks he humiliated Zelensky. It was not about humiliation. It was about dealing, making a deal. Zelensky could have said, I disagree with the deal. This is why I disagree with the deal. It's my turn to talk. Then it's your turn to talk. It's my turn. That's how it's a conversation. He could have done it civilized and normal. No, he chose to interrupt, stop, yell, call out. Is that how you do it? I mean, that's a way of doing things, but that way will be noted by others. As I said, I am for the truth. But when you come in front of an audience, you come to someone who invited you at their house, and potentially that person, that country, who represents that country, the person, could help you. You have to negotiate. And besides, as Trump said, you have no cards. No cards. If we stop, we have all the cards. And we can give you some cards, all the cards, or not. And this guy said no. So who tries to humiliate whom? I mean, Ukraine is already humiliated. You say, well, the United States was humiliated. Yes, but not by Trump, who kicked him out after that. He should not have invited him, but it's good, because it's always good to see who's who, what's what. All right, next one. Associated Press. Trump's Oval Office trashing of Zelensky shows the limits of Western allies' ability to sway U.S. leader. So that means, by default, according to these guys, that Trump was supposed to fall in line and follow the Western allies' idiotic march into disaster? Is that what it is? I mean, let's read again. Trump's Oval Office trashing of Zelensky shows limits of Western allies, which is France and Great Britain, who showed up Monday and Tuesday, to sway away the U.S. leader. That means to put him in line. To what exactly? To what exactly? In line with what? With truth? With what's right? You know, those what's right. Do what's right. Well, maybe what's right for me is not what's right for you. So what are you talking about? This is bullshit. The same with Obama. Change and hope. And the idiots voted for that. Change and hope. What exactly change? What do you mean change? You're not for change. What do you mean? What exactly change? Your change that you're talking about could be against my change. And hope that what? I'm going to punch you in the face, or what? I'm going to get your mom and talk to her? Or hope what exactly? These are just for the baboons. They don't go even the next step, asking, what do you mean? Can you clarify? Oh, I mean, they clarified in there. Shut your pie hole. Next one. Let's see how the world leaders, let's see how many leaders will be listed in this article coming from people. Dozens, that means 12, 12, 12, at least two numbers, so it's at least 24 dozens. That's 2 dozens. Dozens of world leaders rush to Ukraine's defense after peace talks with Trump crumble. No, it was not peace talks. You'll never walk alone. Okay, several US allies were quickly to side with, of course they were. That tells you who's who, what's what. With Ukrainian, he's not Ukrainian, he's an alien. President Volodymyr Zelensky, after Donald Trump and J.D. Vance slammed him in front of the White House reporters. No, the American citizens, my friends. Again, look at this. Following the heated meeting between Trump and Vance and the Ukrainian president, slew of United States allies spoke up in support of Ukraine. Let's see who those are. Norwegian Prime Minister. So he's paid. Let's see who else. Move on. All right, Canadian. Obviously, he's the Canadian. Justin Trudeau. Moldovan. Ha! Didn't know about Moldova? If you know about Moldova, tell me what the population is. Tell me what their national day is. And tell me, I don't know, when they became independent. Click, click. You don't know that. Maybe you know the population. And then what is? Czech president. Okay. Then we have Ukraine, you'll never walk alone. Lithuanian president. Poland prime minister. Of course. These guys, it's easy to say who's who, what's what. And who else? Let's see. Where did I miss anybody? French president told the secretary living in the White House he spoke with president. Okay, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say if they backed. Thank you, America. Yeah, for giving me billions, personally. So these are the leaders: the Moldovan president, the Lithuanian president, the Norwegian president, the Polish president. Whom else? Whom else was over there? It tells you who's who, what's what. And there will be more than that. And the media tells you how you should look at the issue. Poor victim Zelensky was ambushed by bad orange man, whatever, Trump and Vance. There were 2, including the media. So let me show you here what exactly Trump wants. Putin wants to end war, while Zelensky wants to fight. Correct. And this is according to the Ukrainska Pravda, to the Ukrainians. US President Trump has stated that his meeting with Ukrainian president was not successful and Ukraine leader had overplayed his hand. That's it. And I want immediate peace. President Putin is going to want to make, and he wants to make. He wants to end it. And you saw what I saw today. This is a man, Zelensky, that wants to get us signed up and keep fighting, and we're not doing that. All right? And he says if we don't do anything, he's going to have to make peace. But he's dealing with a very weak set of cards. If we sign, he's dealing with a strong hand of cards, and then he doesn't want to make peace. And then he doesn't want to make peace. He added that we're not going to keep fighting. You're going to get the war done, or let them, Ukraine, go and see what happens. So, doesn't have the cards. So, he said Putin wants them, but let me see what he said. He said about Putin over there. Zelensky not ready for peace. Trump, US president, has accused the Ukrainian leader of disrespecting Washington. I think he did that. And again, he says that Zelensky is going to Pennsylvania, say a few words of gratitude. Please, do you think this is what happened in the garbage interaction between the two? And we got another one. The latest, Associated Press, Trump calls for ceasefire now between Russia and Ukraine. And this guy knows better. Correct? Correct. So, The points are the media back the foreigner, the American media, the foreigner who comes and take a shit in our living room. Our president is the bad guy, ambushed him with his vice president and the media over there, his media, his little minions. He kicks them out of the White House. He's a bad guy. He tries to extort President Zelensky. One reason why I don't think Zelensky agreed to be extorted, he's going to go back to Ukraine. And I think those so-called Nazis around him, as the Russians call them, will take care of him. So I think that's one of the reasons why Zelensky had to play tough at the White House. And I think Zelensky is really... Look at his behavior in the first video I made. What's going to happen from now? Some Europeans will follow the orders of the guys who write the news for you and give you the Hollywood, and have the university professors here in America, and they will make sure that the money flows in the right directions, and they will try to push Trump into a corner. The media will call this, obviously, Trump is the bad dude, and Trump is blah blah blah, and poor Zelensky showing up like a thug, acting like a thug, speaking like a thug. He's the nice guy, he's the victim right here. But hey, he's democratically elected, and Trump, whatever. This is what needs to be done. Whomever is in charge in Ukraine, need to start talking. The reality is they lost, the Ukrainian and the West. If the Europeans want to fight, let them fight. The problem is the Europeans, the guys in charge of you, will have you go and fight another Russian. Okay, they're not going to go. They're not going to send their children. It's going to be you. You sending your children, and you go and fight. For what exactly? For what's right? Well, if you go by the what's right, why is NATO expanding towards Russia, in Russia's sphere of influence? That's the main cause of all this garbage. After 1991, the Americans broke the promise their then Secretary of State James Baker made to the Russian Soviets, with Shevardnadze and with the other ones, said, we're not going to expand one inch, NATO, eastward, if you agree to have Germany unified, west with east. And those guys said, yes, thank you, we will have no problem. They unified, and these guys expanded 5 times the NATO, and now they want in Ukraine. Anyway, I spoke about this one in many of my videos. You're gonna go and check them out if you want. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is what happens when you associate yourself with this kind of people. You have to keep them away. Don't give them a platform to talk to you. He should not have had this meeting. But I think it's good that he had it, because now we can talk about it. And people who are maybe on the fence see, oh, this guy? No, we can't be with this guy, which is the thug, the guy in black. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.